I think we were so busy during before the pandemic started, and then all of a sudden it was doors closed, there's nothing on, there's nothing in the diary, there's nothing in the calendar. I had a lot of conversations with all the organisations saying, are we allowed to start? Are we not allowed to start? What's our rules? What's Church of Scotland rules? Is it safe? Are we allowed to go in? Are we allowed to use the hall? How many kids are we allowed to use? And it was all these questions that I didn't know the answer to, the Church of Scotland didn't know the answer to, and the government didn't know the answer to. I think for a lot of the lates, this was people's businesses as well, which they were used to making the money, which was difficult for them as well. Some of them did try to do online classes and stuff, but it's not the same as meeting in person, so it was difficult. So it's my job to keep a diary of everything that goes on in the halls, in the church and in the sanctuary and in the cafe bar area. I prepare a monthly rota so that we know everything that's going on. And Tom Hannah must be sick of me because I text him every weekend to say, here are the changes for next week. But it helps with the heating and stuff as well. There's also parties. I think I'm booked up until October now. So if you want a party, get in touch ASAP. But there's parties on every weekend. There's 30 lets a week, which is a lot to cram in. So it's my job to make sure that all the paper, they've all had to sign new forms, new risk assessments to be done, all the paperwork, contracts have to be signed, payment details to be set up, and it's my job to make sure that everything runs smoothly. You've got your church organisations, which are your Rainbows, Brownies and Guides, BBs, Women's Guild, Men's Club, carpet bowls. But there is something for all ages. So if we start at the beginning, we've got baby ballet, music makers and shakers. We have children's yoga. We have drama classes. We have tots on. And then for the adults, we have art classes. We have salsa classes, salsa dance classes. We've got slimming classes. We actually had dog training classes at one point. So yeah, there's something for absolutely everybody. I always remember when the intimation went in to say that they were looking for somebody to keep the church diary. I thought, oh, there's not that many things on in the church, it'll be fine, there's not that many. And it has grown arms and legs, but to see the church that busy and that lively, I think it's amazing. And I just felt it was my way that I could give something back to the church that has always been part of my life. There's just that many clubs and organisations and birthday parties and stuff on. It's nice to see the hall getting used. It's nice to see people coming out with a smile on their face. It's enjoyable. So I think because I'm such an organised person, I like it to be, this is what's happened, and it was just my way of giving back to the church. Life just gets in the way after a while. You get to your late teens, early 20s, and you're out with your friends at the weekend, or you're working. I mean, if you were working Monday to Friday, your weekends were to chill out and relax. And I think as I got older, I realised I was missing something. And it felt as if I needed to get back to the church. I had dipped in and out of the church. And obviously with my husband, he works Monday to Saturday. So the only day off we got together was a Sunday. But as I got older, I felt that I had to get back to church and I had to do something for myself. And I feel when I go to church on a Sunday that it sets me up for the rest of the week. There was the time when it was the service for the Manchester bombing, and one of my young lasers had been down at the concert, And I was very emotional at that service, and I thought, this is God's way of telling me, come back to the church, Claire. I'll support you. I'll be your security blanket. You'll always have me there. And that's when I felt as if you need to do it. You need to go back to the church. I've got a great team. I mean, I've got the property team and I've got the key holders who you ask them if they can open or close and nothing's ever an issue. It's, yeah, no problem, I'll do that, not a problem. So I think I've got a great team around me, and I've worked hard so that we can get the communication. If you want to set up something the night before, send me a text, send me a message just to say, is it okay? But we've got to that stage now where folk will do that. So I think it's just as long as we keep the kind of lines of communication open.